Have you ever looked around and felt like you are the only one awake in a world completely consumed by the dark? This is exactly what it felt like when the earth became entirely corrupt before the eyes of the Creator. Every single imagination and thought of the human heart was only evil continually, dragging society into an abyss of endless distraction and decay. The earth was filled with violence, tearing itself apart from the inside out because everyone had corrupted their own way. There were giants in the earth in those days, the mighty men of renown who conquered the physical world but lost their souls. They had everything a man could want, taking whatever wives they chose, but they were hollow vessels chasing fleeting desires. The Creator looked down upon the earth and he saw a terrifying reality, a world that had completely wasted its immense potential. It repented the Lord that he had even made men on the earth, and it deeply grieved him at his very heart. He decided that his spirit would not always strive with man, setting a firm limit of 120 years for their days. The ultimate judgment was passed, the Creator declaring he would destroy both man and beast from the face of the corrupted earth. He declared that the end of all flesh had come before him, for the earth was hopelessly filled with violence. But in the middle of all this absolute chaos and moral collapse, one single man stood entirely apart from the rest of the crowd. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord because he refused to conform to a world that was rapidly tearing itself apart. Noah was a completely just man, perfect in his generations, and he walked with God while everyone else walked toward destruction. He was given a monumental task, told to make an ark of gopher wood, to build rooms within it, and to pitch it within and without. This was not a small undertaking. The length of the ark was commanded to be 300 cubits, a massive structure of profound discipline. The breadth of it was 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits, demanding relentless focus and unwavering dedication. He was instructed to make a window and to set the door of the ark securely in the side thereof. He had to build it with lower second and third stories, creating a towering testament to his obedience and his solitary vision. Imagine the immense isolation of building this colossal ship on dry land, knowing that a flood of waters was coming to destroy all flesh. The Creator warned him that everything that is in the earth shall die, leaving Noah with the weight of the future on his shoulders. But God promised to establish his covenant with him, ensuring that Noah, his wife, his sons, and his sons' wives would survive. Noah had to gather 2 of every sort of living thing, male and female, to keep them alive through the coming devastation. He had to bring fowls after their kind and cattle after their kind, organizing the chaos into a structured sanctuary of life. He was commanded to take all food that is eaten, to gather it meticulously so that it would be food for him and for them. Thus did Noah according to all that God commanded him, proving that true strength lies in absolute obedience to a higher calling. He did not argue, he did not hesitate, he simply put his head down and did the impossible work that was required of him. The Lord told Noah to come into the ark with all his house, because he had seen him righteous in that dark generation. He was told to take 7 of every clean beast, the male and his female, to keep seed alive upon the face of the earth. The warning was clear. In yet 7 days it would rain upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. Every living substance that was made would be completely destroyed from off the face of the earth, washing away the corruption forever. And once again Noah did exactly according unto all that the Lord commanded him, standing firm as the storm approached. Noah was 600 years old when the terrifying flood of waters was finally upon the earth. He went in accompanied by his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives, seeking refuge because of the waters of the flood. The beasts, both clean and unclean, the fowls, and every creeping thing went in 2 and 2 unto Noah into the ark. It came to pass after 7 days that the devastating waters of the flood were suddenly upon the earth. In the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the very foundations of the world were violently shaken to their core. The same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were completely opened. The relentless rain was upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, an agonizing purification of a world that had lost its way. In the selfsame day entered Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. retreating from the world they once knew to survive the cleansing storm. Every single beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, sought safety from the rising tides of destruction. They went in unto Noah into the ark, male and female of all flesh, exactly as God had commanded him. And then came the most profound moment of isolation, the moment of no return, when the Lord himself shut him in. The flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased, bearing up the ark until it was lift up above the earth. The waters prevailed, and were increased greatly, entirely covering the achievements and the failures of the men who had mocked him. And the ark went upon the face of the waters, a solitary vessel of hope floating in an endless ocean of absolute darkness. The waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were completely covered. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, submerging the tallest mountains and erasing the legacy of the corrupted world. All flesh died that moved upon the earth. Every fowl, every cattle, every creeping thing, and absolutely every man, all in whose nostrils was the breath of life of all that was in the dry land, quietly faded into the depths. Every living substance was destroyed which was upon the face of the ground, leaving nothing but the endless, unforgiving waves. Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark, drifting through the ultimate test of endurance and faith. For an agonizing 150 days the waters prevailed upon the earth, testing the limits of their patience and their sanity. But even in the deepest, darkest isolation of your life, when you feel completely forgotten by the world, you are never truly alone. God remembered Noah and every living thing and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. He made a powerful wind to pass over the earth, and slowly, finally, the heavy waters began to assuage. The violent fountains of the deep and the broken windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was heavily restrained. The waters returned from off the earth continually, pulling back the veil of destruction to reveal the possibility of a brand new beginning. After the end of the 150 days, the waters were abated, and the long, terrifying nightmare was slowly coming to an end. The ark finally rested in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, upon the silent mountains of Ararat. The waters decreased continually until the 10th month, when the jagged tops of the mountains were finally seen again. At the end of 40 days, Noah walked to the edge and opened the window of the ark which he had made. He sent forth a raven, which went aggressively forth to and fro, until the waters were dried up from off the earth. Then he sent forth a dove from him, seeking a sign of peace, to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the ground. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot, returning to the safety of the ark, because the waters were still everywhere. Noah patiently put forth his hand, took her and pulled her in unto him, knowing that some victories simply require more time. He stayed yet other 7 days, practicing the quiet, difficult discipline of waiting, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. The dove came in to him in the evening, and in her mouth was a single olive leaf, plucked off. Through that tiny, delicate leaf, Noah finally knew that the deep waters were truly abated from off the earth. He stayed yet other 7 days, holding his composure, and sent forth the dove, which returned not again unto him any more. In the 601st year, in the 1st month, the 1st day of the month, the waters were dried up. Noah removed the heavy covering of the ark, looked out, and behold, the face of the ground was beautifully dry. In the 2nd month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth was completely and undeniably dried. God spake unto Noah, delivering the words he had spent over a year desperately waiting to hear in the echoing silence of the ship. Go forth of the ark, thou, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. Bring forth every living thing that is with thee, that they may breed abundantly, be fruitful, and multiply upon the earth. Noah went forth, stepping out of the darkness and isolation, leaving the vessel that had forged him through the storm. Every beast, every creeping thing, and every fowl went forth out of the ark, stepping into a world wiped completely clean. The first thing Noah did was not to celebrate his own survival, but to build an altar unto the Lord. He took of every clean beast and of every clean fowl, and humbly offered burnt offerings on the altar he had built. The Lord smelled a sweet savor, recognizing the immense gratitude and unwavering dedication of the man who had weathered the ultimate storm. The Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake. He acknowledged that the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth, yet chose mercy over another total destruction. He promised, neither will I again smite any more everything living, as I have just done to this world. While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease. Your life is going to demand that you build your own vessel while everyone else is distracted by the noise of the world. You will have to labor in absolute silence, cutting the wood, pitching the seams, and ignoring the laughter of those who do not understand your vision. There will be moments when the floodgates of your life open, when everything you know is submerged in overwhelming pressure and dark waters. You will be locked inside the discipline you have built, isolated from the comforts you once knew, waiting for the rain to stop. But if you hold your ground, if you trust the process and endure the prevailing waters, the wind will eventually blow in your favor. The mountains will show their peaks again. The dove will bring back the olive branch, and the ground beneath your feet will dry. You will step out of your isolation completely transformed, ready to build an altar of gratitude and multiply your success in a brand new world. If this journey through the storm resonated with the absolute core of who you are trying to become, do not let this momentum fade away. There are countless more battles to face and vessels to build. So head over to the channel page right now to arm yourself for what comes next.